Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the video. This video is mainly going to be a compilation of a bunch of OG Rex ambushes, and then there is a couple of fights mixed in, starting off with this Ankylosaurus fight. Mainly, Amp isn't the best target for two OG Rexes, but it can take them down. The OG Rex just has enough raw damage that we can alternate and go in with our Terrible Roar active and just out DPS this thing. It's not something I normally hunt on an OG Rex, but it's a fun challenge from time to time. OG Rexes can take out the medium-sized sauropods like Amps and Apatosaurus, and even Camarasaurus, which is a large sauropod. It can take out an Argent. I have done that once, but it's not easy. Most of the time, the Argent is going to out DPS the Rexes. They just don't have enough health to stand there and trade blow for blow. And they're kind of slow and not super maneuverable, so it's hard to get away before the Argent can get a lot of damage on you. But the DB Amps and the Apatosaurus are doable. The new Euhalopus is also fairly easy target. They're not that tough. But once you start getting into the Camarasauruses or the TC Amp, the big thicker necked Amp, the Argent of course, those big ones are going to be very, very hard, if not impossible to kill. But you can see our health is pretty low and we're bleeding, so it wasn't an easy fight, but we got it in the end. This was a surprise. We were just kind of walking around the corner and these two DB Gigas surprised us. The DB Giga right now is a pretty good challenge for an OG Rex. They can't face tank it, but they can use headbutt and tail whack and flesh graze and stomp. And if they can stay away from the Rex and hit and run, they can win. This was an interesting clip. I was kind of sneaking around in Birchwood's ambushing stuff, and this DB Giga caught me, and he saw me back there. You can hear him kind of stomping around. So I was trying to figure out if he was like wanting to fight or if he was just going to go around or exactly where he was. And it looked like he was kind of going around the waterfall here. But then he turns back and kind of starts roaring at me from across the river, I guess to let me know that he saw me. He starts kind of sprinting a little bit and coming my way. I can tell he's pursuing me. So I just come up here and I kind of set up an ambush, and I'm going to double back and jump him when he comes up the hill. A lot of times I'll play coy and make it seem like I'm afraid and I'm trying to get away, and it kind of tricks people into chasing me, and then I can ambush. He's looking for me in the bushes, and I came from the other side, so it was a pretty good ambush. If you can force a face tank with the OG Rex, you can beat the DB Giga fairly easily. This was an interesting one. We saw these acros coming down, so we popped the call behind the rock so they're not necessarily totally aware, but I know they saw us. And they're much faster than us, so we have to try to get the jump on them and at least get a bone break on one. And sometimes you got to take a little bit of a risk like this to catch them. And it might take some fall damage, but it's worth it. These are some of the best ambushes where you just get them from their blind spot. They have no idea that you're there until it's too late. There's a stego and a pycno, and I wasn't quite sure like if they were fighting or what, but after I saw them cuddling like this, I just went in for the kill. Saw this Giga coming down in the bushes and not totally paying attention to his surroundings, so I jumped him. PT Gigas can be very dangerous to an OG Rex. They can use bulldoze and pain inhibitor and get out of that first bone break. Sometimes they come back and kill me. It's another one where I saw this Tyrannotitan coming down from around the corner. He saw me, so he's kind of like waiting to see where I'm going or what's going on. I try to make it look like I'm going up the hill, and when he thinks it's safe, I go ahead and pop Terrible Roar and get ready to set up the ambush. By the time he realizes it, it's way too late. Tyrannotitan can also be a very good fight if they use their defense call and they're ready for the fight. They can almost face tank a Rex. It's another one where I just catch somebody not paying attention. Fairly easy ambush. Really got to pay attention when there's OG Rexes around. They have so much power, they can catch you and bone break you and kill you before you know it. There's a lot of little lanes of travel throughout Grand Plains. I kind of try to sit in those choke points where I know people are coming up hills or coming around corners where they have a blind spot. It makes it kind of easy to ambush them. They're good, sets up good ambush spots. I caught this gator here. I thought this was funny because he tries to use the mudslide to get away. And a lot of times they can, but this dude slides right into the rock. On this one, I got really lucky because I was starving. The hunger drain on the OG Rex is insane, so I try to stay around some salt rock if I can. But I like to ambush sometimes and just kind of stay in birchwoods and not really stop around in GP all the time. And I heard some stegos or something up here, so it was perfect timing because you can see my hunger. I was just starting to take damage. They probably were like wondering what that roar was, but again, by the time they found out, it was a little too late. Went after the stego because the smaller, faster ones are sometimes a lot harder to catch. fight. Rexes have to challenge other Rexes when they see them. So we went after these guys and challenged them off their body, and they accepted the challenge. So we all had our terrible roar, and it was a good fight. Just a matter of who can focus better and get more hits. In a lot of these fights, the rookie Rexes and newer Rexes and people that don't have real good control, they tend to bite a lot after. It comes down to one bite in the end. And so if you don't have good self-control, or you're not an experienced Rex, and you bite after there's a body down, usually a lot of times it ends up where two of us are dead. One of the other enemy Rexes is dead, and so is one of our team members. There's a couple in particular that have a habit of doing it all the time, so I kind of think it's more than just an accident at this point. They know that it's like one bite, and they just try to get the kill in the end, so it's kind of pathetic and petty, but it happens, unfortunately. So you got to try to always take as much of an advantage as you can in the Rex fights and try to get an ambush on them. Again, another trike just out in the birchwoods not paying attention, so easy to ambush them. You can see what a difference it makes when you can ambush something. They just don't have time to prepare, and you can usually kill things fairly quickly and easily, as opposed to if they're ready to fight you, then they can put up a really good fight. Sometimes you kind of fake which one you're going to target, and you hit one first to make the other, make the opponents think you're targeting one, and then it makes them change their position, and then you actually focus on the one that you plan to target. It helps you get the win a lot of the time. But the Rex v Rex fights are always very close. This little Velociraptor, I really despise these things, so I will take any opportunity I can to clamp him and kill him. This guy was like, I don't know, mocking us and kind of like trying to be funny, and I just showed him what a 180 clamp looks like. Yeah, don't get that close to OG Rexes. They're quicker than you think. A couple of OG Rexes out in the distance there, so we know we have to fight them. Again, it's a mandatory rule, OG Rex profile. One of the things I notice is a lot of kids just pick up the Rex and go play it, and they don't pay attention to the profile, but you have to fight other Rexes first. Before you hunt anything else, you gotta fight Rexes if they're in the area. And there's a lot of kids that actually I see playing Rex every day. Like literally I bump into them every day, and they still don't follow that rule. And they've even been told in global that they have to do it, and I still see them not following it for some reason. So not really sure what's going on there, if they don't care or they're just that dense. But if you are on an OG Rex, just know you've got to fight other Rexes first. And if I come and hunt you on a Rex, it's not personal, it's just mandatory behavior. This is one of the pairs we see all the time that always gets a bite in after we get their body down. One of them always bites afterwards. And in this clip you'll see he kills my friend after we get the body down. I mean, he bit twice there. That was a clear, I kept biting him because he was still standing there too, like in my personal space. And I don't know if he's going to try to kill me now or what, but I'm not going to take the chance. Once he finally kind of backed off, I backed off too. But those guys always do that, so I had to assume he was going to continue to attack because they have a habit of it. It's getting kind of annoying, really. This is why I hate Velociraptors. They are so annoying. They're squishy, but they like fly around and they have flight control, and they can, go fly side to side, and they do pretty good damage, really. And bleed. So they're a pain and an annoyance to fight. I've never been killed by them because they're just so squishy. You wind up killing them in the end. I mean, my tail attack alone will do good enough damage to kill them if I hit them 3 times with my tail. But my goal here is just to get them stuck in the water so I can catch them and kill them and get them out of here, because I really want to go hunt bigger game. That's one of the most annoying things is like when I'm on my Rex, I'd rather be hunting trikes and fighting other Rexes and, you know, getting some ambushes off. And when you get tied up by a small pack of little like raptors like this, it's super annoying because all it does is really just tie you up for some time, gets you a little bit low on health, you have to sit on the body, and then it's like everybody in GP knows there's a Rex there now, and it just kind of ruins the whole mood. So I really don't like fighting them, and that's why if I ever see them like sitting on a rock or I have an opportunity, I'm 100% ambushing these guys and other small raptors and things that like to travel in packs. If not anything else, just to prevent them from accumulating numbers and kill them before they can get a pack together and come annoy me. I don't know how some of those miss. Actually was able to bite him while he was clamped onto me. So if you pounce a little bit too close to the face of a Rex, the Rex can turn and bite and hit their opponent. So keep that in mind. Set up an ambush on these trikes that were making a nest over here, and they were pretty oblivious at the time, so we knew it was a good target. Interesting thing with this one is we killed the first one, and the second one just like hung around in our personal space like this. I wasn't like, it was kind of weird. Like, you're supposed to leave the line of sight after your group mate gets killed. Like taunting and doing this kind of thing after your group mate's dead is not wise behavior, and I think it's a rule break, really. I'm not really sure what this person was doing and why. And then the Yang coming up like this is, I guess he was stealing a trophy, which is not technically allowed, but you know, I wouldn't be getting into the personal space of 2 OG Rexes, and then especially if you just had a group mate killed, you shouldn't be like literally sitting in the personal space of the 2 things that just killed you. Killed your group mate. It's kind of trolly behavior, really. You can switch to Ravenous and get some health back. This guy's being really suspicious, so we're just like, you know, kind of worried a little bit that it might try to attack or something, so we're just being really careful. I'm going to heal up, and if it keeps bothering us, then we're going to go ahead and attack it to try to scare it off, or if it wants to fight, I guess we can fight it. But really, it shouldn't be doing this when we have a body here. It had a nest, and so the proper way to, if you want to defend your nest or claim the body, you can as a herbivore on the Apex Killer server. But you're supposed to 3-call and warn them first. But you can't just like keep hanging out and coming into their personal space over and over again just because you want to donate to your nest. Matter of fact, the rule actually says you're supposed to 3-call 3 times to warn the carnivores away, and this trike didn't even do it once. So it's obvious now that they're either don't know the rules or don't care, so we're prepped to fight them. clear at this point that this thing wants to fight, so. And it wasn't even full health because it shouldn't have been that easy to kill it. So I don't know. Just sometimes I have no idea what's going through players' minds. But anyway, we got 2 kills out of the deal, so I'll take it. On this one, there was a dom up here, so I told my friend to stay down there. I come around here to ambush it, and I told him to jump down to the bottom, and then he could bone break it, and we could finish it off. And it happened exactly as we predicted. So that was the ambush compilation, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. And as always, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you out there in Gondola. Goodbye.